Larry Ellison joins the world's most executive club, the $100 billion club. He's not just the creator of Oracle, but also the company's primary shareholder. Oracle is a database company that had revenues of more than $40 billion in the fiscal year that ended on May 31, 2021. That's not all. He also holds an interest in Tesla, a sailing team, the Indian Wells tennis tournament, and real estate, including Hawaii's Lanai Island. He also owns more than 40% of the Austin, Texas-based business. So who exactly is Larry Ellison? What's his story? Ellison was adopted as an infant by his mother's aunt and uncle, who raised him on the south side of Chicago after he was born in New York City in 1944 to a teenage mother. After abandoning his studies at the University of Illinois and the University of Chicago, Ellison worked for more than a decade writing computer code for clients, including the technology companies Ampex and Amdahl. During this time, Ellison founded the company that would become known as Oracle. While working at Amdahl, he was a part of the team that developed the first IBM-compatible mainframe system. And then, Ellison had the idea that would eventually lead to the creation of Oracle while he was reading about relational databases in an IBM research article that suggested a new method of organizing massive amounts of data in order to make the information easily accessible. Despite the fact that IBM had not yet advanced the concept beyond the research stage, it didn't take Ellison long to recognize the enormous commercial potential that relational databases have to profoundly transform the way organizations operate. So, what did Ellison do with this newly found information? Ellison, together with former Ampex employees Bob Miner and Ed Oates, invested $2,000 of their own money and started software development laboratories in 1977. Ellison and his colleagues developed the first commercial version of the structured query language during the course of the subsequent 2 years in order to facilitate the management of enormous relational databases. It was essential to their early success that they were awarded a contract from the Central Intelligence Agency of the United States for the sum of $50,000 to develop a relational database management system, which they codenamed Oracle. When Oracle 2, the world's first commercial relational database, was released in 1979, one of its very first customers was the Central Intelligence Agency. When Ellison rebranded Software Development Laboratories in 1983, he took the Oracle identity with him from this original contract for the Central Intelligence Agency. So, how did Oracle become an industry leader? After Oracle went public in 1986, Ellison guided the firm through substantial turmoil, including the company's first quarterly loss in 1990 and the discovery of bogus sales accounting, which caused the share price to fall. In 1992, things started looking up with the release of popular database software known as Oracle 7, which went on to become the industry standard and dominate the market. Oracle 7 was utilized by a variety of institutions, including banks, corporations, governments, airlines, automobile manufacturing, and retail establishments. In 2000, Ellison's total compensation amounted to $1.84 billion, making him the most highly compensated executive in the whole world. In spite of the bursting of the dot-com bubble, Oracle's market value nearly doubled in the 10 years leading up to May 2009, reaching a total of $98 billion. Under Ellison's leadership, Oracle's expansion was helped by a number of factors, including strategic software acquisitions from companies such as Sun Microsystems, Hyperion Solutions, Retech, Cyborg Systems, and PeopleSoft. But how did Ellison think of his vision? Ellison was one of the first people who correctly predicted the revolutionary consequences that the expansion of the internet would have on the business world. He founded one of the most successful companies in the world. In 1997, Ellison began focusing Oracle exclusively on essential internet business software platforms. It was a strategy that carried with it the possibility of driving away customers who weren't prepared for the shift. But on the other hand, it positioned the company to make the most of the dot-com boom. By the year 2000, Oracle had become one of the most well-known corporations in Silicon Valley, and its founder, Larry Ellison, had briefly surpassed Bill Gates as the richest man in the world. So, should we consider him a true legend in business? Well, Ellison dropped out of two different institutions in the 1960s before going on to found the company that would later become known as Oracle in 1977. Oracle grew into a gigantic business under his leadership, reaching around 135,000 people and $40 billion in annual revenues by the year 2021. By inventing and launching solutions that are employed by all 100 of the largest public firms in the globe, in addition to 430,000 customers in 175 different countries, Ellison has revolutionized the way that the global business sector makes use of big data. And since the foundation of his own company, he's been the driving force behind its enormous growth. As of the 4th of May 2022, it was reported that Ellison had a net worth of $107.5 billion, which placed him 11th on the list of the richest persons in the world. In addition to owning 40% of Oracle, he has a financial interest in Tesla Inc. With all this wealth, what kind of a lifestyle does he experience? Ellison is notoriously known for his profligate spending, as evidenced by the fact that he spent $194 million on a super yacht, owns 98% of the Hawaiian island of Lanai, and hundreds of millions of dollars on extravagant mansions in Malibu, California. Moreover, he built a home in California that was styled like a feudal manor from Japan that was created in the 16th century. So, what do you think about Larry Ellison? Do you agree with the rest of us that he is a true business legend?